wanna get high, man?
Let's stimulate your mind.
Get up, Chucky! What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Rojan Kim?
Starting over. Hello, and welcome to the Rojan Kim cast. It's me, Rojan Kim. Thank you for joining me this lovely Monday, April 27th, 2020. Well, it's a week after Hitler's birthday. I've had a lot of time to think, and maybe I should apologize for singing Hitler happy birthday. That may have been insensitive. I have lost some listeners, and it may have been from the singing of happy birthday to Hitler. I mean, it could have been the other two podcasts I did, if God knows. I don't know what I was ranting and raving about. Who knows any given time? Honestly, I don't know. Well, I do know today I wanted to talk about Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un, North Korea, my family. I mean, my brethren, the northern brethren of mine. I don't really... it's hard for me to identify. I barely identify as Korean. You know what I mean? I can identify as one because my family is Korean. However, I think because I'm a child of neglect, I barely have like a self-identity. You know what I mean? I barely have an identity. I think a lot of your identity comes from childhood. I mean, I'm not breaking any ground here, right? I'm not like fucking, whoa, revolutionary. Your childhood shapes a lot. Yeah, and I think including your sense of self-esteem, self-worth, like, just your idea of who you are in relation to your parents, because I think that's how you first learn to distinguish yourself as an individual. It's in contrast to the main people in your life, who are usually mommy and daddy, right? And mommy and daddy, however crazy they are, put their craziness in you, and their industriousness, and their this and that. They put that in you, but then there's another part of you that is innate, or who knows? I mean, who knows where it comes from? Maybe it comes from outside the family. Maybe it comes from TV. Maybe there's something inside of you and me that just will propel us toward certain things. And if the circumstances allow for it, like for instance, if you are going to be a super athlete and all the the path is there for you, you're going to excel in it. But if the path isn't there for you, maybe, people are forcing you to be a doctor or something, maybe it's not going to work. And maybe it's not going to, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this stuff. I know who does know is the North Koreans, because they try to social engineer everything, just like the commies do. And I don't know how that's turned out for them. It doesn't seem like they have the best scientists and the best. Well, I don't actually, honestly, I don't know. Let's just be real. I don't know anything about North Korea. I mean, I know what comes out. And I know that it's not fun for a lot, but probably fun for the few, the elites. They must be having real fun. Okay, imagine everybody. Imagine you lived. Okay, instead of America, imagine you got to have all the stuff you have right now. Okay, internet, the TV, the fucking all of it, except nobody else does. Only you do. I mean, there's something cool about it. I mean, the cool thing is that you're doing better than everybody else. So I think there's that built-in sense of like, yeah. I guess the bad thing is that everybody is suffering at your. I mean, you're getting a lot of cool shit at their expense, and everybody's suffering for you. But I don't know. I guess as an elite, I don't know if I would actually think that way. I would probably just be like, this is the natural order of things. Does the wolf second guess eating the lamb? Huh? Lamb? All right. Here I am. North Korean, South Korean, neither. American, Korean, neither, or both. Perhaps more American than you, America, for being the product of one of your wars, huh? By that logic, of course, the Vietnamese and the Iraqis and the Afghanis, they're all our brethren. And, of course, the Chinese, Boxer Rebellion, put them down. A lot of fighting the Chinese in the Korean War, you know what I'm saying? So the Chinese are our brethren, too. Hell, you know what? The United States, the Japs are our brethren. Fucking everybody. You know what? America's fought everyone. So everybody is our brother. You see? That's what makes this country so great. We've taken on the world, but not like in the German way. The German way is very off-putting. You know what I mean? Where you openly talk about Lebensraum, living room, and you openly talk about, Manifest Destiny. But that was a different time. Manifest Destiny, you could kill all the Indians. That's fine. But this is different. This is different. This is a war of, it's like a war of economics in the cloak of ideology. This is what we've been doing. It's a form of cultural imperialism, right? We don't really try to take over full-on lands. We just try to take over the governments to try to manipulate who rules things. Regime change. So, which brings us back to North Korea, a country I know very little about, despite the fact that I have family who's been kidnapped, who's probably living there being tortured right this moment. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if... I know that my... grandpa's sister's husband was kidnapped, and his family, or him, he was a newspaper guy. But that I don't know. I mean, I don't imagine the guy was murdered. I don't know. I mean, honestly, who knows, right? I would wager that I have other family that's up there too, because my family, half of them came from Seoul. I mean, I think both came from Seoul, my mom's side too. That's pretty much right next to the DMZ. That probably means I had family in that general area. I had some family from the south, but I think mostly from that sort of middle area. And that middle area was divided, guys. They divided the shit out of it. They took people. Each side took people, and I'm pretty sure I know of one relative for sure that tells me I've probably have a few more. 10. I could wager 10. I mean, how many died because of the war? Probably hundreds of relatives probably died. Well, that's a good trip down memory lane. That's a nice trip down my family history. They're dead and kidnapped by the North. I don't know. I mean, I joke about it, having family kidnapped up there, but I probably do. I mean, but I have no idea. I mean, in a way, Korea's tiny. Korea's the size of Delaware, all right? I mean, how many Kims? Goddamn Kim Jong-un, he could be family. For all I know, I'm related to the guy. I don't know. We probably are. We're probably such a tiny, little inbred, little incestuous little peninsula that probably we all share the same DNA to some extent, just like Iceland. Probably have to put out some kind of... Well, actually, come to think of it, Iceland is more isolated. And I think because of the Chinese and the Japanese and even the Dutch and the fucking U.S., everybody's coming through Korea. So there's a lot of fucking going on. There's a lot of genetic diversity, even though very racist culture, very racist. But old world racism, it's not new world racism. I don't know. Somehow old world racism is okay because the old world, I think, is so harsh. And they're just like, this is just, look, at least we're not murdering them. At least we're not murdering. Here in America, we have to be nice. We have to be nice to the oppressed. We have to be nice to them. It's bad enough they're oppressed. You can't call them names. But over in Asia and Africa and Europe, I feel like it's just like the line is at genocide. You know what I mean? Like, are we genociding them? No. That's why the Chinese with the Uyghurs, they're like, we're not genociding. We're putting them in camps. And we're forcing them to eat pork and fucking their wives. Nothing as bad as the old Nazis. You know what I'm saying? Nothing as bad as that. And a lot of times these, the so-called rogue nations, right? Axis of evil. North Korea, axis of evil, has been defined as sort of, I don't know, evil, right? An evil dictatorship. They're like millions of people under the fucking thumb of an evil dictator. And now you got Kim Jong-un. He's crazy. He's a crazy evil dictator, but Trump loves him, of course. Of course Trump loves him because they're both crazy evil dictators. And meanwhile, no one's like, hey, did you know the Korean War is still on? Did you know the Korean War is still 67 years on, going? You guys know that? You guys know you have sanctions crushing North Korea? Like, crushing them, like the fucking, as much as we're saying the dictator's crushing them, we're actually crushing them by cutting off their food and medicine, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, we're saying, the reason they're being crushed is because they have the dictator. If they just let the dictator go, we'd stop crushing them. This is really weird. This is a weird thing. We have sanctions against Iran, Venezuela, North Korea. some against Russia. I think Russia's kind of getting through it on their own. But the smaller countries, they just, that's death, man. That's babies dying. That's babies starving. But we're like, yeah, it's because of Kim Jong-un, the crazy. Meanwhile, in North Korea, they could be like, look, we're being squeezed by the Americans. Who's the crazy guy here, huh? Who's the crazy guy, Trump or me? Who's the crazy guy? Call him a dotard, and everybody loved him. Everybody loved Kim Jong-un when he dropped the dotard, right, on the Donald. Okay, now, but then, but then when it comes to war, when it comes to his life, the rumor mill. Should have seen it over the weekend. Kim Jong-un's dead. They were like, Kim Jong-un is dead. Hashtag Kim Jong-un dead. Kim Jong-un dead. Kim Jong unresponsive. Kim Jong unaccounted for. The puns galore. I mean, I do them all the time. I did them. Come on. I got jokes going way back. Remember my jokes way back? Yeah, I should bust one out again. Kim Jong-un joke video. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, over the weekend, there was news that Kim Jong-un is possibly dead, or brain dead, or maybe in a coma, or maybe he's alive and just chilling. We don't know. We know that the Japanese media was reporting he was dead. No, brain dead, vegetative state. Hong Kong media was reporting that he was dead. South Korean media is not reporting. South Korean media is saying there's nothing to see here, folks. Everything is fine. Now, on one hand, I would think that South Korea would be the best source, right? But on the other hand, I know my people. My people are really good at hiding stuff. Get embarrassed. They want to manipulate the reality. They want to look good. My people are the type of people, they like the Burberry because the Burberry means is a sign of status. Everybody recognizes the pattern of the Burberry, and you look at the guy and you're like, hey, he's wearing Burberry. He's doing all right. Meanwhile, when he goes home, he's got nothing to eat except Burberry, right? He's got Burberry. He doesn't have no blueberries. He don't have no blackberries. He don't have no strawberries. He's just got Burberry, and he can't eat it. He can't eat it, but he can look good. You know what I'm saying? And that's a sort of trait. It's a trait of the Korean people. It's oft joked about in the geopolitical circles. I remember my Korean politics professor would joke, except he had the fucking thickest dude had the thickest accent. It was so hard to listen to 2-hour lectures of this guy just being like, and then in Korea we have to have the one day, and he had a lisp, a big old thick ass, and then you have to see that we have to this is Korea, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying. I'm like a Korean student there at Berkeley, and I'm like, I don't want people don't make fun of his accent. You gotta go. But he's like, and then the people in the China and then I'm just like, fuck. All right. But anyways, the joke. He said there's a joke. He said, like in China, if people disagree. Oh no, that's the wrong joke. Hold on. Let me do. Oh, this is the right joke. All right. So when a Chinaman. This is what he said. So when a Chinese guy gets money, the first thing he'll do is buy food. Food first, right? Clothes later. Food first, because survival is important. A lot of people in China got a lot of competition for food. Got to eat it. In Korea, a Korean who has a windfall will buy clothes first, right? Then food. Clothes because you got to make sure you look good. Make sure everybody knows you got it. Very Trumpian in that way. You know what I'm saying? Gotta know I got it. The Japanese, they're rich, so they can do both. And that's the joke. That's the joke they tell. The other joke that they tell in the international political circles, I guess East Asian politics circles, fucking nerd. How nerdy is that? Huh? East Asian politics. Like the nerdiest of the nerds, studying their politics. And not only that, you're not even mathematicians or scientists. You're political scientists, right? That's kind of a disappointment. I guess unless you're a white guy, like a weeaboo or something, that makes sense. You're like really steady. It's fascinating, Asian dynamics and the Confucianism. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to make fun of. I'm sure half of my listeners are actually white guys who love Asian stuff. Sorry. I know. Hey, we're all one. I don't fucking care. Fuck all the Asian women you want. I don't care. I'll fuck all the white women. I can't anymore. But I used to, for fun. It was grand. All right. Isn't America, globalism. This is what we're talking about. That's the benefit of America, is that you can have sex with every race on the planet and you don't have to go anywhere. I mean, I guess unless you live someplace without a lot of minorities. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. You could fuck Europeans. Look. Anyways, got sidetracked. Kim Jong-un. Okay. Is he dead? No one knows. Today, there was a news story that said the North Korean media put out letters from Kim Jong-un to the South African president and another letter to some work. Yes, what is more convincing when somebody's health is in question than a letter? Is that a video? Not a video, not a picture of him holding today's newspaper, smiling, thumbs up. But a letter, typed letter. A typed letter. Oh, God, he's dead. All right. I mean, something's up. Like, he didn't show up on the 15th for his granddad's funeral or birthday, which is a huge deal. Kim Il-sung is the god, is the hero, the founder of North Korea. Fucking wasn't at his birthday. It's a big deal. That's when all this shit started. It's 12 days since then. You might be Otto Warmbier. Wouldn't that be ironic? Wouldn't that be ironic if Kim Jong-un was Otto Warmbeard? Isn't that crazy? Warmbier. Remember that guy who ended up in a coma and died? Wouldn't that be ironic? Not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe that was on purpose. I believe that kid got that shit kicked out of him, fell into a coma, and then they fucked it up. They're like, oh no. They didn't mean for any of that to happen. I'm sure they fucking beat the fuck out. I'm sure they tortured the shit out of that kid. Oh man, poor Otto Warmbier. He thought he didn't understand. He was just ripping a propaganda poster. Didn't understand what happens. Didn't understand Korean style. And they honestly, I don't know. They probably thought they were going easy on him too, on the big lug, right? They're probably going, well, you never know. Koreans they're tiny but tough, so they probably were wailing on him Korean style, and they broke him. They probably broke him. Oof. And that's probably what happened to Kim Jong-un. I don't know if on the report there's I love that in the Beijing is like the Hong Kong media quoted a Beijing anonymous official saying that the surgeon's hands were so shaky, and that's a big part of the memes that are going on. The surgeons. Yeah, that'd be a lot of pressure. Can you imagine Kim Jong-un surgeon? But why does he need heart surgery? Why is he so fat? That's what listen. Koreans growing up are tortured by their parents about being fat. You can't be fat. You can't be even near fat. I used to be fat. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. They put all kinds of complexes in you. They fucking ridicule you. I mean, and it's not just Koreans. I know Chinese do it too. They just go, you fat. The Koreans, I think, are a little more nuanced or a little more playful. I think in China, it's just pretty direct. It's just like, you fat. And that's how privileged Kim Jong-un was. Nobody was like, you're fat. Look at his sister. His sister supposedly also was leaked. She's the head of propaganda. She's the head minister of propaganda in North Korea. So I don't know. That either means she's incredibly scary and brilliant or incredibly retarded. It's one or the other. I feel like you can't be a middle of the road kind of, it's like Succession. You know what I'm saying? Succession. When the daddy was going down and he put in all the girl was probably smart. But then he was probably like, the girl can't be the head. It can't be the head because everybody's sexist. Everybody in the country, even if I'm not sexist, the country could be. And so, but you can lock down the information. That's going to be a much more valuable role. And she was smart. And she was like, okay, but you look at her. Some people are saying she's kind of a looker. I think she's kind of got a little bit of a jaw thing, a little bit of that jaw. There's a little bit of underbitey jaw. Hey, who am I to judge Kim Jong-un? I don't. Oh fuck, what's her name? Oh god, I'm gonna be killed. The North Koreans are gonna kill me because I fucked up the dear lady leader's name, and now they're gonna be like, he's not Korean. He's going to die. You're going to die now. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Hold on 1 second. I'm just looking it up right now. Kim Jong-un. Fuck. Un's sister. Okay, let's see. What's her name here? Got it. Kim Yo-jong. Oh, Yo-jong. Oh, he has two sisters, Hor-sung and Yo-jong. Oh, holy shit. Korean names are crazy, especially North Korean names. North Korean names are bonkers because it's closest cultural contact they have is China, And beyond that, they're just stuck on their own. So it's like you very, very Korean without any Japanese influence or American influence at all. You know, it's very like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you just like one of those islands in England that speak the, you know, it's like not anything close to English or Gaelic. It's like its own weirdo language. Not saying North Korea is like that per se, because they speak Korean that we can all understand. They have names like Kim, like me. But I think they have an accent that is very particular. They have words, I think. People are like, what the fuck? You know, they have all kinds of things. And probably China-fied, like slang and things like that. And I'm sure it's fascinating. Anyways, Kim Yong, Kim Chung. No, fuck. Kim Yo-chung. Sorry, dear sister leader. Don't kill me or torture me or my family in North Korea. Please don't hurt them. Kim Yo-chung might be the next leader of Korea, right? And I thought it was. I made the joke that we might have a woman leader before North Korea might have a woman leader before America. Isn't that crazy? But then I saw people running with it. Not saying because of me. I mean, it's an obvious thing to say. But I saw like people, especially on the left, just running with it and being like, "See, look how much more progressive North Korea is. Look how much more progressive." It's like, oh shit, is that really what you think? Because that's dumb. All right. First of all, if you don't think a Korean woman can be a tyrant, you've obviously never dated one. You know what I'm saying? You never or lived with one or anything. Are you kidding me? I fear more for my family. Kim Yo-jung, please don't kill any of my family. Please don't kill any, I don't know, Kims or Parks, mom side Parks. I don't know if they're, I don't know. But please. They're probably not listening. I mean, she might be. She's a propaganda minister. Don't put it past her. She could be listening to every single podcast by a Korean American out there just to see what it's like, just to see who she can activate. Because that's the whole thing, right? We could be sleeper cells. The U.S. government knew that. That's why my cousin Basil, he's listening. He can verify this. He sent me a thing. Fuck. I think I just put his life in danger. Never mind. I can't tell you what he shared with me, but I can tell you what an anonymous source shared with me, who's not my cousin, Basil, and that I don't think this is a secret. It's not a secret. Because it's part of the treaty. Yes, the treaty, the armistice treaty between U.S. and South Korea states that American-born Koreans, so U.S. citizens, American-born Koreans who are the first generation, whose parents are Korean citizens or were Korean citizens, could be drafted if the shit goes down. The shit goes down, they could be drafted on the U.S. side. I think all the way up to the 40-something mark, 45. I think I'm still in the range. I still think I'm in the range. I think it goes up to 45, those sons of bitches. They probably figured, Koreans they look young, they look scrappy. Can't trust them. Well, I think a part of it is like, can't trust them. Can't trust them Asians. Right? You never know. We're sneaky. Might be more, maybe our allegiances are closer to the old country. You never know. The only thing is I have no idea about Korea. I mean, I don't know if the shit went down. If there was a war between North Korea and America again, I don't think I would pick North Korea as a side. You know, I would. Honestly, I'm more of a pacifist. Like, I don't think I would pick a side. I don't think I would, like, I have no glee or pleasure in war, the death that would come, especially, like, you know, I guess because I'm genetically related to these people, I should care more that these people are getting murdered as opposed to Yemenis or something who are getting murdered right now. But in any case, I'm only human. I'm only a Homo sapien, you know. Tribalism is ingrained into me, so I can only feel for my countrymen, you know, even though we are all human beings. I don't want war there, right? I don't really want war anywhere. I mean, that's the whole thing. But especially Korea, right? Just because of the fact. I mean, if I was fucking Russian, I'd be like, I don't want the Russian war. You know, like, if I was anything, I wouldn't want to have anything bad happen to those people. Just because of the nature of my simian brain, okay? I acknowledge that. It's just weird, though. War? Why would they want war? They don't want war. With what? What? They got nothing. What are they going to do? They going to fucking die? No. I think their only strategy really is to survive. Like, how do we play this game where we got no chips, they got all the chips, and fucking how do we How do I eat all the chips? And that is why Kim Jong-un needed heart surgery. It's all the chips he ate. Just stop eating those chips and exercise, god damn it. That's probably what his dad told him all the time. I bet his dad all the time was just like, Jonah, he was probably like always just yelling at him, telling him he's fat, fatty. And the fucking other son was a disappointment, right? The one that got murdered by the fucking nerve agent. Remember there was a North Korean girl wearing the LOL shirt? Put some nerve poison on the nerve gas, a little bit of VX, little nerve agent on the on the guy, rubbed it on him, and then next thing you know, then like a couple hours he's dead. Kim Jong-un's brother. Was that Kim Jong-un? Did Kim Jong-un do that? Some people say, yeah, it was a dynastic thing because remember Kim Jong-un's uncle. Kim Jong-uncle, remember, he was fed to the dogs. Huh? Could this be part of it? Could this be a Game of Thronesian thing that just happened when Kim Jong-un was toppled? Perhaps by the faction of his uncle who was like a military guy. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just making shit up. I'm speculating. I just know that I don't know. I just know that in my lifetime we may see reunification in Korea. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that something? Wouldn't that be something in my lifetime? Wouldn't that be something? I mean, fucking Cold War is over. Can we just do it? Koreans are so stubborn. Anyways, I think that's something that I'm looking forward to see what pops off. I think it's the last thing South Korea wants. Honestly, that's why I think they're not reporting any news. They're not going to report on this shit, because they're like, are you kidding? The economy is fucking in shambles. The pandemic? And then what? We're going to open up the borders and all those dirty-ass North Koreans are going to... South Koreans, they're going to be way more racist against North Koreans than anybody else. If you know Koreans, they know how to judge their own. You know what I mean? And those fucking country-ass bumpkins, those motherfucking northern-ass, fucking backwards-ass motherfuckers are going to be running up into the South, taking all the fucking labor job. You know what I mean? They're going to drive down labor. Crime's going to be everywhere. It's going to be fucking nuts. And they're just godless. They don't know what capitalism... They don't know anything. They literally think it's 100 years ago. So I could see that's why, they have a vested interest in not letting that happen. Though I wonder what Japan and China's stake is in a stable Korea. Like both of them kind of need Korea to be on their side geopolitically. But then do either of them... I just wonder if either of their plans involve destabilizing Korea so they can swoop in. I don't know. I'm just speculating on that. I have no idea. All I know is that I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I can be free. I'm glad I'm here. Even though it sucks that there was a war, there was a military-industrial complex, there was an Asian Exclusion Act that was finally lifted, and all this stuff happened, and all this stuff, the terrible things. But look, I'm here. You're here. We're here. Not a bad place to be. Much rather be here than guarding the DMZ for either side of Korea. God knows where I'd be right now. You think I could be a comic doing a podcast in North Korea? Yeah, just by having podcast equipment, I'd be tortured, right? I think in South Korea, I could do it and everybody would ignore me and I'd just be a social pariah of some kind. I'd just be like a bachelor, unmarried, just lonely, which is not too dissimilar from where I am now. I'm not lonely. I have love in my life. You know what I mean? I'm engaged. I'm not going to die lonely. But, not necessarily like... I could be better off economically. Sure, I could be not in the red 6 figures of student debt, but whatever. Life is what it is. Hey, hyperinflation's coming. You know what that means with all the money they're printing? Hyperinflation. That means your debt is going to be worthless. Hooray. Okay? So that I see the bright side in everything. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem free. Fuck, problem free. See, and then in North Korea, that's when they would torture me for saying, problem free, can you say, you can't say. They'd yell, a lot of yelling, and it would be completely ironic because they can barely say it themselves. Pri, they say pri. I was trying to say free. I ended up saying flee, okay? Is it my accent? My thick Asian accent, and that is what I'm working on. That's part of this podcast. Part of this podcast is me working on my English, working on my terrible accent so that you understand me. I hope to be understood by the English-speaking world. Not understood, not like figuratively, where they're like, oh, I get you where you're coming from. I mean, literally, can you understand? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out your mouth. You know, that. Okay, great. Would I like to wrap up with anything? I don't know. This was a very North Korea-based roundabout way of musing about, is Kim Jong-un dead? Is he? He's kimming me softly. That's what I'll call this episode. You know what? Let's wrap it up here. Thank you guys for listening to the Rojan Kimcast. It's been wonderful. It's episode 155. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you passing the word around, telling people to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, telling people to follow me on Spotify and Stitcher, Google and Apple and YouTube. Follow me everywhere. Get me my numbers before the North Koreans kidnap me and put me in a coma. All right. Have a good one.